PMacMovies back for a brand new PMacMovies movie reviews video. Let's get down to business here. Let's take the glasses off. So let's kick back, relax here, Sunday morning. If you enjoy PMacMovies, take a look in the description section for ways that you can help out the channel, including hitting the thumbs up and commenting on the video. I definitely enjoy the interaction with you folks, and I do appreciate it. I just ate some breakfast, and I got coffee. So today, I decided to go back to a little bit of organic creamer with my Guatemalan organic coffee, which you can find at Walmart. I'm not getting paid for that, but it's good. I recommend it. So I got the organic Guatemalan coffee, the whole beans, and organic creamer from Wegmans, and some maple syrup. Local maple syrup. Let's see how she tastes. Might need a little bit more syrup. But it's alright. So I feel like I've watched more movies than this, but maybe I made a reviews video kind of somewhat recently. And then we've been watching a lot of TV too, like I was watching Arrow there for a while, which is a really good show. I kind of got bored of it, I think, in like the third season. The first two seasons are great, but then I was getting back into it. And, you know, it's a really good show. I would say the whole way through there is you know, there's fluff. There's a lot of stuff with Oliver and Felicity. It's just like, oh God, these two again. You know, sharing their love for each other. We get it. We get it. They love each other. Let's move forward. But it's a good show. And then we were watching some Legends of Tomorrow, which I think we're on season 3 of that, which is an entertaining show also. And what else have we been doing here? We started Flash up again, eh? I feel like the Flash, is it Barry? Is that his name? His love interest, she's not likable at all, you know, the chick there, I forget her name in the show, but she's not, it's like, she's not really likable at all. Like, I don't see what he even likes about her. That kind of ruins it a little bit for me, but it's a decent show, too. What else have we been watching? Because I know this stack isn't everything I've been watching. It's just I can't remember. But let's go through this stack. I think maybe I've streamed some stuff, too, but if I don't have a physical copy of it, I don't usually do a review for it. So we'll take a look at what we got. I don't know that I have a ton to say about some of these, but you know, we'll take a look. This movie really intrigued me. I thought the cover was really cool. And you know, it says, somewhere between dreams and reality lies the truth. This is like if you want to create a cover that draws in PMac's interest, this is pretty good. And you know, Stephen Dorff and Melissa George, they're not bad. You know, they're not great. They're not bad. This is from 2018, put out by Shout Factory and IFC Films. I've read pretty mediocre stuff about it. Probably mostly not that great, but just the synopsis of it, where it has to do with dreams and stuff, really interested me. It really didn't do much with it, in my opinion. It was more of like the drama of it. It was more of a drama. It didn't get it, you know, you look at you think maybe it's going to be like more sci-fi or more into like a dream reality. It really didn't do a ton with it. I mean, it did end up doing it, but to me it was really more overall of a drama. and I didn't care for it a ton. I think my creamer in that coffee's bad. Anyway, I mean, you know, I'm not going to get sick from it, but it's not the greatest. Just kidding. So I don't recommend Don't Go, and that'll be in the PMacMovies sell pile. I think I paid like $10 for it, which isn't bad. Up next, we have a Shout Factory called Cue the Winged Serpent. And if you listen to my recommendations, my favorite YouTube channel, Quantum of Conscience, who's absolutely excellent talking about, you know, what's going on with this reality and things like that. Really interesting stuff. I believe he talks about this movie, and there's a lot of references to 9/11, before 9/11. This movie is from 1982, 92 minutes. I really didn't like it that much. I wasn't even focused on it. I lost interest in it. It's kind of just like a cheesy movie. I actually might have even fallen asleep during part of this. I really didn't care for it that much. I really couldn't get into it. You know, there's just movies you can't get into. If you like kind of fun 80s movies, you know, you might want to get it. It's pretty cheap now. Larry Cohen directed it. I think it was like $10 and buy two get one, so it was less than $7 for a Shout Factory. Isn't bad, but is it one that you definitely you need in your collection or something like that? Probably not. You know, there's some like kind of cheesy special effects with the flying serpent there, and it just wasn't that great. But it does have what's his face in it, David Carradine. Michael Moriarty is the main character in it, who is like, I don't know, it was kind of like a comedic kind of role. I don't really know much about Michael Moriarty, but he seems like more like a comedian type or something like that. Not that good. I might keep that one though. You know, just because you know, it's from the 80s. I feel like it's a little bit more keepable. It might go out of print here too, so it may be a worthy investment. Unlike that creamer. Up next, we have a recent release, which I actually haven't showed off yet in my haul videos, and I'm probably not going to do a haul video. I'm almost certainly not going to do a haul video this weekend because I really don't have much. I might have only gotten 5 items this week. Let me take a look here. It's really not worth making a haul video if you got... No, I would have 6 things to show off. So, I know I'm getting a Hamilton book order this week. I don't really have much. There's not really any deals or anything right now. So, in Goodwill, I got one thing this week at Goodwill. So, not a big deal. PMac's got plenty to watch. I'm not too worried about buying stuff. But yeah, so I have 6. And then I'll put that with my Hamilton book order for next week. And then I'll have enough for a video. But this week, I don't. Up next, we got Versus. This is, like I said, this is one that I haven't shown off yet. It's a movie that I actually found on DVD at Goodwill, and I think I started the DVD of it, and I was like, ooh, this is not great quality. So, I just kind of watched the beginning of it. And this is, you know, it's not the greatest quality movie, you know, like the original footage of it. This is the best they're going to be able to do with it. It says it's from a brand new 2K restoration. There's not a ton of story to this movie. It's pretty much, it's got a really cool concept with them being at one of these like portals to the other side, so to speak. There's a bunch of portals to the other side, and this is one of them. And they're at so the whole movie, except for the very end, is set in this forest, and it's basically a lot of shooting and fighting, sword fighting, you know, fighting and shooting, zombies and things like that. So I mean, it just doesn't really have much of a story to it. So if you're looking for just kind of a fun, cheesy time, kind of cheesy, over-the-top acting, some comedy, this might be for you. It looks like this was put out in like 2000. Obviously, this Arrow release is very recent, over the last few months. And the director is Ryuhei Kitamura, who directed Godzilla Final Wars. I wonder if does that have a Blu-ray? Godzilla Final Wars. I gotta see if that has a Blu-ray. I probably have it. I think I have like everything. Godzilla Final. Maybe I don't have this one. Wars Blu-ray. Yeah, I do have that one. Yeah, the Toho collection, Sony. So that, and Midnight Meat Train, now, that's a really good one. If you haven't seen Midnight Meat Train, that is a really good horror movie. You should snag that up and watch that. That's a highly recommended, possibly PMac classic. Maybe not quite. But Versus, nice edition. It is a limited edition, according to that. But it's more so like kind of a turn your brain off sort of thing. I thought maybe it would be a little bit more complex, a little bit more story to it. Up next, I actually watched this last night. It is one that Hamilton Book had. They may still have it. It is called Angel of Mine, and it is a kind of a suspense drama sort of thing. Noomi Rapace, who I really like. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. From Dragon Tattoo Trilogy, the original. Luke Evans, who I like, is in this. And Yvonne Stahovsky from Chuck is in this. And she's been in 24 and some other things. So basically, Noomi Rapace is this woman she's got some emotional issues. She's got some trauma. She lost her daughter. And she has some connection to this woman's daughter. She feels like, Noomi lost her daughter when her daughter was just a baby, I think right after she was born. And it's got a spine slash on it. Son of a gun. But anyway, so and it's like 7 years later. So she doesn't even really know what her daughter would look like or anything. But for some reason, she thinks that this little girl is her daughter. And so she kind of starts stalking this woman. And I don't want to give anything away about it. I really enjoyed this movie. I always like Noomi Rapace. I think she's a really, really good actress. Possibly one of the best out there. And Yvonne isn't bad, too. I really like the movie. I think it's something where it's not like a well-known movie, and it's always it's like kind of a shocker to me, or some of these mainstream movies that are just trash, and then there's a nice movie like this where it's really a gem, a really good a good movie, an emotional movie. It definitely has some really good emotional elements to it, and stuff about emotional issues and things like that a person's going through. And I want to talk about that more, but it's going to ruin the movie if I go too much into it. But this is why I think it's $7 on Hamilton Book, and you won't go wrong if you snag that up. But if you don't like it, don't blame me. It's good though. If you don't like it, you have a problem, not me. You're the problem, not me. If you don't like it, but it's good. Anyway, this is a Scream Factory that I bought from Hamilton Book years ago, and I just watched it here maybe a couple weekends ago, and it is called I Remember You. It is a is it Iceland? This movie's an Icelandic movie. Definitely some intriguing elements to this movie. It's like a mystery in this small town in Iceland. It's from 2017, 106 minutes. honestly, I didn't totally understand the ending, and I just didn't totally get. It wasn't that great to begin with, but I think I also didn't totally understand it all. I understand elements of it, but I just didn't totally get the movie, and it was it was definitely like slow, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it didn't really get me pulled into the characters or caring about the characters, and that tends to be the biggest issue for me. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I didn't care for it much, and I can't really go in too much into what the movie was about. You know, the story was pretty good. Like I said, it was kind of, you know, a slow burn kind of thing, which I tend to like, but usually the slow burn kind of movies are building up the characters a little bit more, and you're getting to care about the characters. This one, it was kind of like, meh. I don't necessarily like these people, so I don't necessarily give a shit what happens to them. So I can't recommend I Remember You. Hey, yo, Adrian. Long Sylvester Stallone series. Rambo. Adrian is not in Rambo. She's in Rocky, but I just like saying, hey, Adrian. So, I watched Rambo Last Blood, which is a fun, short, you know, it's 89 minutes, but it feels shorter. Maybe the credits are like 10 minutes. First Blood, fantastic movie. Great movie. The Rambo, the most recent Rambo, I think, is it set in like Vietnam or something? I really enjoyed that movie. And Rambo Last Blood, there's not a ton to it. It's an entertaining action movie, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. And the girl in that, who's also in Stargirl, what the heck's her name? I'm not sure who she is. Yvette Monreal. Oh man, she's a nice one. But I enjoy that one for what it is, a nice action movie. Yo, Adrian, I got tunnels under the house. He kicks some ass. He gets his ass kicked though, but he kicks some ass in the end. He does get his poor. I'll call her. It's not really his daughter, but kind of, you know, not by blood, but kind of his daughter. Anyway, this is a Dollar Tree movie. Dollar Tree, you put Dollar Tree in the title and you get the viewers. I'm going to put Dollar Tree Reviews video in the title. Just kidding. It's a joke. Come on, lighten up, folks. There's some people out there that just don't like PMacMovies. So if I do anything like that, they're going to be, he's an asshole. I'm kidding. Lighten up. Or maybe just, if I'm such a trigger for you, stop watching the videos. Poo-poo heads. That's what they think PMacMovies is. Dollar Tree Reviews video, 10 by 10, starring Luke Evans again. Kelly Riley, she's not bad either. Pretty intense movie here. Definitely for $1, if you find a copy, I would say snag it up. So at the beginning of this movie, Luke Evans is kind of stalking Kelly Riley's character. You don't know why. And then he keeps her in prison. Obviously, there is a reason why, and that's kind of what gets pieced together through the movie. And then there's some, you know, there's some drama aspects, there's some thriller aspects to it. It was pretty good. It wasn't great or anything. It was decent. Dollar Tree Reviews video. Get like 10,000 views. Just kidding. Not really. You guys gotta lighten up. I brought up the reminds me, I brought up, you know, Dollar Trees, and I don't know exactly how I said it. Sometimes you gotta be careful how you say things, obviously, and old PMac isn't necessarily always. But, you know, obviously, I buy a shitload of Dollar Tree movies. I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy Dollar Tree movies or that all Dollar Tree movies are trash, that I've never bought trash Dollar Tree movies. But from my point of view, from my perspective, you want to be selective, which there's a lot of people out there that are more selective than me with the Dollar Tree movies. I myself buy a lot of Dollar Tree movies. I also buy a lot of, Criterions, Arrow Videos, Shout Factories. My collection isn't just, like, if you took a look at my collection, it wouldn't be mostly Dollar Tree movies. It would be Dollar Tree movies. While I have a lot of them, it's a small percentage of Dollar Tree movies. There's absolutely nothing wrong with buying Dollar Tree movies. It's more of like a collector's tip from my perspective to be careful about having too many crappy cheap movies in your collection. I'm not saying that I don't have crappy cheap movies in my collection. I absolutely do. And I do because a lot of them were $1 or I actually got them for free by selling the code, or I made money by buying it, selling the code, and making more off the code than I paid for it. So there's a lot more into it. I don't think too many people were offended by that, but some people can kind of make it something that it's not, in my opinion. But again, it's my opinion. So, like, if somebody came up to me on the, and said, "Why do you have so many movies? You can just stream them. That's dumb to have so many movies." I wouldn't get offended by it. That's their opinion. I'd be like, well, this is why, I could explain why, or I could just be like, well, that's just your opinion, man. Or I could be like, having a hard copy. I prefer to have a hard copy because with the streaming, they can take them off the streaming, or maybe you lose your internet connection. Or, okay, that makes sense. Or, I still don't get it. It's like that. Somebody else's opinion on things shouldn't make you feel good or bad necessarily. I mean, I know, obviously, we're not robots, but, don't take out of, sometimes people will take something you say, and just because they don't like you, they'll, like, escalate it and make it something that it's not, or, like, extreme. But obviously, what I meant by it wasn't that, like, you have a trash collection, necessarily, and I'm only really speaking about, there's a few people that I see who just, like, they put so much time and effort and energy into Dollar Tree movies, which is totally their thing and totally fine. I'm also fine to share my opinion about it and share concern about it, which I do about my own self too. Like, do I really need this many movies? Like, why do I need to keep buying these movies? Like, it's just taking up, like, I question myself the same way. So if me questioning you is making you feel upset or down or bad about it, it's making you feel that way because deep down you already have those thoughts in your subconscious. And certain people, when they're after you, it's just like, every little thing you say, they are going to pick apart. Everything. Oh, he said that. Look at what he said here. It's like, just leave me alone. Just leave me be. No, but seriously. Some people. Woo! Some doozies. Anyway. Child's Play. Joe Masiello sent this over to me. Did I show this in a haul video? Actually, maybe I have 7. I don't think I showed this in a haul video, and the reason I forgot about it was because I didn't put it on my Instagram. And if I don't take a picture and put it on my Instagram, that's not good, because then I forget about it. But Joe Masiello sent this over to me because this is quite affordable now. It's like $7, but it doesn't have the digital code at most places. To be able to find the one with the digital code is rare now, and Joe was able to find this with the digital code. I actually, I thought this was an excellent remake. Possibly one of the better horror remakes that I've seen. It stars Aubrey Plaza, who plays the mother. Mark Hamill is the voice of Chucky. I didn't even think about that when I was watching it. Actually, I think somebody told me, but I didn't even think about it. And there's some kids in this that are actually pretty good. I thought, the acting was all fine in this and everything. Lars Klevberg directed it, but it's a really modern, good update on, the Chucky character, because it's taking a look at intertwining that with technology of today. And there's a lot of movies that weren't about technology, which kind of goes back to the video I talked about yesterday. The system is showing you these things in movies. It wouldn't get put into a big time movie like this if they didn't want it out there in people's consciousness, in the collective consciousness of people. They're putting it out there. Well, we told you technology is, it could do these things, or it will do these things, and you just kept going with it, and now it has all your data, it has all your information, it knows everything about you. If you think about what these AI have, if everything's connected to this main AI, it has all your phone call stuff, recordings, everything. Everything you watch on the internet, on TV, everything you Google, everything you look up, every text message you sent. This AI would know everything about everybody. It's crazy. But and that's been shown in many movies. So they put the warning out there. They say, we told you. We told you. We told you what we were doing, and you just kind of turned a blind eye to it. Joke's on you. As far as the karmic stuff, the karma, they feel like the system, the people who run the system, if they tell you what they're doing, even though they're tricking you, they're kind of telling you, and you're kind of accepting it by not doing anything about it, they feel like that gets rid of their karma burden or whatever. I think it's BS, tricking people isn't right. But they got to tell you the truth through something. And I think the way that they tell you the truth is they're going to put more truth, actually metaphorical truth, in movies. And then through the news, they're going to lie and create this worldview for you that isn't really what's going on in the world, but they're creating this worldview for you while telling you what they're actually doing in movies through metaphor. So, pretty interesting stuff there. And that's why a lot of stuff from sci-fi movies and things comes to be. Books, movies, it comes to be because they're using, they give you this author or whatever. Did that author really write the book or whatever? Did that director and writer really write and direct the movie? But the system's putting it out there, gets into collective consciousness. They now feel like they have consent because they're showing you what they're... All right, so apparently my... obviously, this is going to be a continuation, but I got cut off there. For some reason, my thing stopped recording when I was in the middle of that talk. But what I was talking about was, authors and writers and directors putting these sci-fi movies out, and then a lot of stuff from the movies comes to pass. And it comes to pass... I believe not because, they were, predicting the future. It was because they're putting it out there what they're going to do, and then they do it. So, and then I went on a big spiel about Batman Begins, and it's all lost. But, I don't think anybody needs to know about Batman Begins. I've seen this movie several times. It's just fantastic. I love this movie. I actually prefer this one and The Dark Knight Rises to The Dark Knight. I know a lot of people like The Dark Knight the most out of the three. I definitely prefer the first and third ones out of the three. just love these movies. They're great. They're touching. They're entertaining. They're just everything. Good action. Good drama. Good story. Pulls on you, tugs on your heartstrings or whatever they say. It's a good one. One of the year's best films. 2 thumbs way up. Yeah, it's great, and it's very rewatchable. It's several years since I had watched it. Speaking of tugging on your heartstrings, holy cow! The Way Back with Ben Affleck. This had me bawling most of the movie. A very this really just hit the emotional spot. It's about Ben Affleck's character is an alcoholic. He works like a blue collar kind of job. He used to be a basketball star who could have went and played college basketball, but he kind of dropped out of it. He's got a lot of trauma in his life. He's broken up with his wife. Because of they lost their child, and he doesn't really want to coach this high school basketball team where he used to play, but he kind of gets thrown into it. And I thought it was a fantastic drama, a really good piece to take a look at Ben Affleck's character's struggles. I thought they could have built up his relationship with the team a little bit more and done a little bit more with that. But apparently for some reason they didn't want to go that route and focus too much on the relationship with the basketball team and kind of reconnecting towards the end of the movie. But fantastic movie. It was really a great movie. I highly recommend it. It was, I don't know if I'd say better than I thought. I thought it would be pretty good. I think it gets pretty good reviews and stuff. I can't really remember. But it was really excellent. And Ben Affleck's fantastic in it. Ben Affleck's a really talented guy, I know he's been bad in some movies, maybe when he was younger, but he really, he can be a great actor in roles. And some of the movies that he's directed too are excellent. So I mean, he's got a lot of talent. Sometimes it just doesn't seem to come together for movies, but this is a really great one. I highly recommend that one. And then this, I think this went out of print and stuff, or whatever, and and stuff. The Great Train Robbery, starring Sean Connery, Donald Sutherland. This is kind of a fun one. Directed by Michael Crichton, actually, which is interesting. From 1978, 110 minutes. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. It's a heist movie, and they're kind of figuring out. They're a lot of the movie is them getting these. They have to get these keys to be able to get into the gold on this train, and that's kind of what a lot of what the movie's about is getting these keys. Which was I thought it was really entertaining. It was a fun one. There wasn't really any depth to it that I recall. It was just kind of kick back, relax, munch on some popcorn, and watch the movie. I thought it was a good one. I think that is everything. Yeah, I did lose a little bit there when my video turned off, but I think I was just finishing up that conversation and moving on to Batman Begins, so I don't think we missed too much. But again, if you enjoy my videos, it does help out a lot to hit the thumbs up and comment. I do appreciate all the people who hit the thumbs up and commented on yesterday's video. Not a whole lot of people, views versus stuff, but you take what you can get. People are lazy out there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on any of the movies that I showed off today, and we will see you next time on PMacMovies.